Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Chris and it's early morning today. Okay, early morning. So for today's video, I don't even know what I'm doing. Basically, oh my god, that's hot. The thing is, I'm trying to look for my beauty blender. That's why I'm looking that way. I'm like, where did I put it? I'm a mess. The tea is that this weekend is gonna be, I always say that we have busy lives. Like I have a full-time job, children, family, events, even just regular household chores. Like these things need to be done, and YouTube is a freaking hobby that I absolutely love and enjoy making videos for. And usually I'm pretty decently organized, but I was about to say and I'm trying not to say as much as I can. So anyways, thank you Uber Eats. You're the greatest. So yeah, here we are before work trying to figure out what I want to do with my makeup, because there's a few things on my mind. So we'll see. You know what? I'll be back. I'm going to look for my beauty blender and drink more of this coffee and we'll get started. Okay guys, hello. Here's my coffee. I'm back. I found my, smells good, Sonia Kashuk, what do you call that, sponge. Getting my Patrick Star powder. So how are you guys? I'm good. I'm a little nervous because I need to start with work, and I hope I can make a look in time. The babes are still sleeping, and so when my hubby and I started together, we had nothing. We were so broke, and at that time, you know, like when we had our first child and we were so young, we didn't know any better. But yeah, it was, you know, it was tough, and I would have list of things to, like, of my goals that I want to do. And to be honest, it was such a rough time that I thought, that's it, I'm never gonna get out of this. And I would literally like cry. And at that moment, like, my mom and I have an amazing relationship now, but at that moment we didn't. And I can't blame her. It's not her fault. It was just the situation. And because I, like a typical Filipino story where she came here first, and I was in the Philippines, we didn't have a good relationship. Obviously, that's why, because we didn't bond. And so, but that wasn't her fault. She was just trying her best, you know? And she wanted to provide a good life for me. So a lot of Filipinos, they would go abroad, like Canada, to, you know, give the best life that they can give for the children. But the downside of that is you don't get to spend time with your mom. So anyways, maybe I'll do a story time about that in the future. I'm not sure. But yeah, my mom and I have healed a lot. We've, you know, in terms of our relationship and just being understanding with each other, we've come leaps and bounds. And I'm happy about that, you know, because that's really, really important to have a good relationship and a bonding relationship with your kids. right? So hold on, I'm just looking that way because I have my makeup over on that side for now. Ooh, what should I do for foundation? Let's try this Wet n Wild again, because last time it didn't really work out for me, so maybe it'll be different this time. It's the soft beige. It's supposed to be warm, but it didn't look so warm on me last time. Anyways, this doesn't have any SPF, but I did put a couple layers of SPF, and I'm gonna be putting on more sunscreen later. I will reapply my sunscreen throughout the day, but I just wanted to make a quick video because, oh my gosh, because as I've said earlier, that I will be super duper busy with this weekend. It's just, oh my gosh, crazy, right? And that one is the one we're going to this weekend. It's like a family event, and I don't really like vlogging intimate family events that are just so personal, just because I don't know, I don't want to. I just kind of want to be in the moment, and yeah. Anyways, so as I was saying, I used to have lists, I used to be so diligent, but honestly, I was at a point where I said, this is it, like, I'm gonna be poor forever. And yeah, that was freaking hard. And but Ryan and I work our tails off. We never borrow money from our friends, and we just, like, honestly just work our butts off, man. Like, and that was a time too where it's just not, it was so many things all at once going on, and those are really personal, so I'm not really gonna elaborate, but just kind of like, I just want you to know, like, it wasn't just like being broke, it was like, oh my god, like, honestly, Ryan and I, my hubby and I thought, like, this is it, we're not gonna get out of this. It took a toll on our relationship because, you know, you have all these problems, you're gonna start, like, bickering and gonna be at each other's throats, right? And so, you know, with a lot of hard work, patience, of course, luck, and, you know, our wits, you know, we're not rich by any means of the imagination, but we're comfortable, we're able to travel, we're able to, you know, put our kids to pricey programs like hockey, because my son is in hockey. Those things are not cheap. Even just like the low level, oh my god. Those things are, wow. And that's also one of the reasons why I've just decided I only want 2 kids, because I really just want to be able to, you know, give them, like, not spoil them. I don't want to ever spoil my kids. Like, my kids, they do chores, and, you know, they don't have a hard life. Like, they have a good life, but they have responsibilities, and we make sure that, you know, they know that they're very lucky kids and that they need to have responsibilities around the house. That's for sure. Of course, we still have so much goals that we want to accomplish, so much more traveling we want to do. Like, we have still a lot of plans in the future. Of course, like, you never want to stop improving, but right now I'm just in a rut. Like, and the thing is, I was like, I need to get back in making lists again and really focusing on my goals, because a lot of my goals on my notebook, I'm like, check, 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 and of course there's a lot of them that I still have yet to accomplish, but I think that's one thing I've strayed away from is, you know, just creating goals for myself and writing them down. Like, I know them in my brain, but writing them down. So that's one thing I want to get back to. And in terms of life accomplishments, we definitely have leveled up. There was a moment in our life, and it was just not just like 1 week. It was for a while where we would only have $20 for groceries for a week. And because we didn't want to ask help from family and friends, we dealt with it. We figured out how to make nutritious meals with that. We learned to use the library. We didn't have TV before. You know, we were able to use our resources, right, that we have. And so I think that's why I love Toronto so much, because I learned so much from this city. And I love Canada so much because when we didn't have, at that time, you know, have anything, at least we were able to go to, luckily we didn't have to get welfare, luckily. And if you're on welfare, there's no shame in that. Like, if you need it, that's why it's there, you know. But luckily we weren't on welfare. Did we go to a food bank? I'm not sure. I don't think we went to a food bank. We had this really, No Frills is a very affordable grocery store, and we would just like buy the clearance and the really cheap items there. And so like that's what we would do. And we didn't want to ask for help like from our family and friends. And I guess we were being prideful. We just didn't want to bother anyone, basically. But if you need welfare, there's nothing wrong with that. I have nothing against that at all. We just wanted to do it as much on our own as we can. So my point of this story is that I feel like right now I'm kind of a little bit stuck in a rut where I'm too comfortable. I think that's the problem. I'm too comfortable. And I just kind of like have to shake myself and be like, girl, you have so much more to accomplish, and you need to just be quicker about it. You just need to, like, I'm talking to myself here right now, like, girl, get on your list and start doing more things. Because it was so satisfying. Like, I have to remind myself, when I was checking off all those lists that I thought at the moment we were broke was impossible, I was like, I'm checking all these lists. And I need to have that same drive. And I think right now I'm just too comfortable. And yeah, so that's about it. That's the first topic that I want to talk about. I'm going to get my brows done before I get to work, because at least today I'm just working. Nothing crazy. And actually yesterday I filmed kind of mukbang with my mom. It was really fun. And yeah, and so I've repaired my relationship with my mom, which I thought was impossible. I thought, that's it, we're not gonna get along. Hold on, give me a sec. I thought, that's it, we're never ever gonna get along ever. And you know, I was wrong. In any relationship, there's a lot of compromise, understanding, and communication. And I think that's the most important thing, is communication. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to do anything with this brows. I'm just letting it be wild as it can be. it's gonna be interesting later when I reapply sunscreen on, how that's gonna work. But oh well, we'll figure it out. And there's a thing that's been going, you know, just on my brain, thoughts, is that why are people so angry that Donald Trump and Russia are working together? If that means that there will be a chance of denuclearization, I mean, I don't know. I hope there is. They did sign, they ratified, I believe, I will link the Democracy Now video about it. But I know there were a lot of countries in the United Nations who decided, hey, you know what, we're going to not make nuclear weapons because it's fucking not good for the planet. Like, I don't care how rich you are. We live on the same planet. There's no other planet that at least I know of that we can live on. So we have to work together as a team on this planet Earth to make sure that everyone stays living and safe, you know? So I'm not a pro-Trump or pro-Putin, but I'm pro-denuclearization, pro-diplomacy. Let's talk diplomatically. And I think when we mock people, it doesn't get us anywhere, right? So when you have someone you don't like, let's say for example, are you just gonna go nye, 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 and start pointing out their physical flaws? Like, that's not gonna get you anywhere. And I feel like, and I'm all for freedom of speech, this is just my opinion, I'm all for freedom of speech, but I think because I would consider myself progressive, right? I'm for universal healthcare, and luckily in Canada we have that. I'm all for minimum income. I don't know what's gonna happen with that now that Doug Ford is elected, but you know, I'm for universal education. That education, going to school, should be a right, not a privilege. You know, I believe that in order for your society to be successful, wouldn't want your people to be educated, right? The more people you educate, the more likelihood you're gonna fund people, educate people who are gonna invent and create beneficial services or technology for our human society, right? So that's my thoughts on that. But going back to the progressives, some of, like, I see on my Facebook, like, this really making fun of Trump's looks, like, that's not gonna get us anywhere. Like, Trump is a symptom of the disease of our society. And what is that disease? The disease of inequality, the lack of trust in the political system. He's just a symptom, okay? And in order for us to make changes, we need to have a grassroots organization and not constantly nitpicking at what he does and the physical thing he does or his tweets, but rather focus on the legislation that he's doing. Like, let's discuss about the guy who he appointed. I'm gonna link his name, I forgot, and I'm gonna link down the discussion, Democracy Now as well, who he appointed, who wants to abolish Roe versus Wade and make abortion illegal and choices for women of what to do with their body, something that women can, will set us women back decades, So that's what we need to focus on. Because we need to be the bigger person. We need to be the more mature person and not nitpick on someone's looks. Because that's just fruitless, in my opinion. And there were people too who were against before about Trump talking to Kim Jong-un. Why? That's good. And that's why I also disagree that Trump was against or trying to break the agreement with Iran. Hello, diplomacy. You might not agree what they do with their country, but to have agreements that we're not going to make nuclear weapons, yes, because that affects all of us. We don't want any nuclear weapons. No. We want our planet and our civilization to continue. So, yes. So that's my point. I mean, whether we agree, if we like them or not, we can all agree that we don't want any nuclear weapons on this earth. If we have 0 of them and nobody can have them, that would be the goal, right? That would be the ultimate goal. So let's not make fun, let's critique the policies. Yes, let's critique the people who's putting in and looking at, like, hey, who is replacing Supreme Court Justice Kennedy with? That's what we need to focus on, because those Supreme Court judges are there for life. Those are the things we need to focus on and say, hey, yeah, question. Of course we have to question Trump and Putin. Like, what are you guys, your plans? But I think in our world, we like to make certain people bad guys and certain people are the heroes, And that's too black and white. There's no black and, there's a lot of grays, right? In this world. And if you look at history, hold on, I just want to look for my powder. For example, yes, US has helped out in the World War II, but so did Canada, so did Russia. Yes, at the time, I think it was the USSR, they held their ground against the Nazi invaders, So let's also look at the contributions that they've had, right? And am I saying, oh my gosh, look at that creasing. And am I saying, like, oh my gosh, Russia's perfect? No, but no one's perfect. The US still has Guantanamo Bay, which are holding people who, some of them haven't even been accused of doing anything. Or, no, sorry. Guantanamo Bay, where people are in there and they're not having due process. That's the better term. They're not having due process. They're there for years. And some of them haven't even gone to see a court or not allowed to have a lawyer. That's not in their constitution, but they do it over there in Guantanamo because, like, oh, that's not part of the constitution to be holding people, without trial because they're in Cuba, right? Canada's not perfect. We're building pipelines. That's going to destroy our planet. No one's perfect. It doesn't mean we're going to stop talking to each other about the important things, right? We need to be more diplomatic. We need to be the bigger person and realize that, yes, we might not, nobody agrees on everything. No one. we can still look at what we agree and say, hey, how can we make this planet better? Okay, that's, for me, that negates everything else, because we need to really focus. Like, rich or not, you don't want this planet to be obliterated by nuclear weapons. We don't want any more of that. So that's my thoughts on that. I just want us, I know maybe I'm being, I don't know. Like, I don't agree with Trump's policies, obviously. I'm glad that TPP didn't go through though, so, you know, that's good. Hopefully the negotiations of NAFTA will, like, the new agreements that they're gonna have are going to be for benefits the people and not the corporations, and that would be great. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts? Let's be respectful in the comment section, because that's what we want to be. You know, it would be so boring if we all think the same, but at the same time we can do it in a respectful manner. Be respectful. And that's why I really like the YouTube Asian Boss, is because they do discuss sensitive topics. Because I think when we discuss these topics, and instead of having it as a taboo, we benefit the culture, we benefit our society, because we're mature enough to discuss these topics and do it in a manner that is respectful and kind. Okay, I'll be back. I'm just gonna set my brows. Look at this lips, so dry. But yeah, I'm just gonna set those brows. Actually, I don't know what's the difference, like, with how I used this foundation last time, because last time it just like start breaking apart really quickly. Although again, I don't know what it is. I have yet to discover the perfect sunscreen foundation combination. Ooh, that rhymes. I'll be back. Peace. I'm just gonna look for my powder that I like to set my eyebrows, because this is bothering me. I have 10 minutes. I have to go. But yeah, those are the thoughts in my brain today. I will link down below the debate between Glenn Greenwald and I forgot his name, but everything will be, I'm just not good with names in general, to be perfectly honest. But but yeah, I will link those below. They have a debate about if it's good for Donald Trump, to be discussing, oh my gosh, it's good for Donald Trump to be talking to Putin. It's just like, what really inspired me to make this video, wait one second. What really inspired me to make this video is just people on my Facebook feed just making memes and just shutting down the idea of them working together. Like, hello, they have 90% of the world's nuclear weapons. I think we want them to talk. We want them to have a good discussion and not want to bomb each other. Because guess what? Who's gonna suffer the most? Us. And so I just don't understand why people are so against it. Okay? Why? if you guys look at history, Russia has helped in World War II as well. You know? So, can we please acknowledge that? And I think in general, I do not like the othering of people. It doesn't matter who. It shouldn't be acceptable where we say flat out blank, this country is bad, or this country is stupid. You know, or I just think it's so much more nuanced than that. Like we've evolved enough to know that it's much more nuanced than that. There's no like bad, you know, country. There's the government and the people within it are different, and we should be more nuanced with that and be very careful with what, you know, of our opinions, and try our best to be more understanding, right? That's just me. I only have a few more minutes. I'm just gonna get my nose contoured. Not really contoured, just more bronzed up. So guys, I'll try to post this today. Let's see how busy I get. So that's all. Let's be nice. I think in general, that's just, yes, discuss the things we don't agree upon, but also discuss what we do. And that's why I don't want to affiliate myself in any political party, because I'm never going to agree with everything in one, and sometimes agree with the other, right? And that's, you know, called nuance. That's called things are complicated, right? And so we cannot just in one, I mean, if that's what you want to do, that again, isn't that the beauty of it? Is I have different opinion than yours, but we can be respectful with each other and not make one person, just because you have a different opinion, to make them be the bad person. Okay, so that's my take on that. So even if you disagree with me, that's okay. I welcome different thoughts and opinions, because that makes for a better YouTube, that makes for a better world. Is if we can just listen to each other. I'm not saying believe what the other person is saying, but just be kind and just say, hey, okay, you know, I respectfully disagree. Because I love YouTube and I comment on videos even if I don't agree, but I always say it in a very respectful manner, and that's it. I don't need to be bashing people or making fun of how they look, because that's irrelevant in my opinion. Anyways, let me just do mascara and let me get my favorite gloss that I have upstairs quickly. Hey guys, I have to work, so my video got stopped abruptly because, anyways, I have my big hat. I forgot my umbrella. I mean, I forgot my sunglasses. But anyways, guys, subscribe if you like those kinds of opinion video things, even if you don't agree. That's okay. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!